It's a bidding war for the American Bank Center. Why Thomas J. Henry has deepened his pockets for a piece of Corpus Christi. Plus, flooding in San Antonio taking lives and roadways. Details on the disaster just ahead. And what's the beef? Why your summer barbecue could be in danger as prices rise. Chris 6 News at 5 starts right now. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Clara Benitez Cortez. We hope you're staying safe and dry on this soggy Thursday evening. The rain week continues. Let's bring in meteorologist Diamond Dixon on any alerts residents should be aware about right now. What are we looking at?
Yeah, that's right, Clara. We have plenty of alerts in place. We could take a live look even just now outside our CCAC camera overlooking Snoopy's Pier. Absolutely getting pelted out there. So let's take a look really quick at some of those alerts. We do have some that are expiring, but we have a flood advisory in place until 6:15, as well as a flood watch, and we have that small craft advisory until tomorrow morning and that marine warning until 5:45. So this orange that you see was our severe thunderstorm warning that's going to still be in place until 5 o'clock. So we have 1 more minute of this warning that will be in place. And if you saw those storms this morning in our northern communities, well, now they're making that punch towards the coast and will eventually move more south. So we can even see kind of even our current conditions. Our wind gusts are kind of through the roof right now, 35 miles per hour. East wind at 21 miles. We definitely dropped in temperature 73 degrees. So we could see right here on Doppler radar those storms really moving through. Even our National Weather Service office told us that our radar was kind of kicked offline. That could have been from lightning. So I'll still have your latest updates for weather coming up. And of course, if you can't stay off the roads right now, I recommend you do so.
Diamond, thank you. The cloudy skies this week have been a welcome sight, but how much moisture has dropped into the watershed? Let's take a look. Choke Canyon Reservoir continues to set records, but not of the good kind. It's currently at 13.5% of capacity. As we reported last week, the previous all-time low was 25.5% back in 1996. It's not much better at Lake Corpus Christi, which is at 17.7% capacity. The lake's record is 12.9%, which was set in March of 2013. Now over to San Antonio, where our neighbors up north experienced some deadly flooding last night, leaving 4 people dead and multiple vehicles trapped in floodwater. The incident began as a multiple vehicle accident early Thursday, with several vehicles involved being trapped by floodwaters. Police say 1 person was killed in the wreck, while at least 3 others died after being swept away by those waters. First responders rescued 10 people, with 4 being transported to the hospital. At least 2 others are believed to be missing from the scene. Crews are working to recover all of the unaccounted people and also vehicles. San Antonio also saw hundreds of protesters last night in response to the continued deportation of undocumented immigrants. The demonstration began at City Hall and continued through downtown. Another protest is planned on Saturday, known as the No Kings movement. Governor Abbott says he has deployed more than 5,000 Texas National Guard troops and 2,000 state police to help law enforcement manage the protests. Yesterday, it was $12.5 million. This morning, it was $15 million. And now Thomas J. Henry has raised his bid to $20 million over 10 years for the American Bank Center naming rights. On Tuesday, a divided city council backed Henry's original $12.5 million offer in a non-binding vote. Henry says it's time to close a deal, calling his increased bid a real investment in Corpus Christi's future. The final decision rests with Oakview Group, the private company that manages the venue. While the final decision remains in limbo, we asked you, the viewers, on Facebook what you think about the naming rights issue. The responses did not disappoint. Mark Chapa says the decision, quote, doesn't matter. It could be called the Jimmy Dean Sausage Center as long as they are the biggest bidder, end quote. Other comments echoed the same sentiment. Randy Villarreal shared his thoughts on the offer, saying, for a building that loses money every year, this would be great. Irene Menchaca said she hopes the money goes towards fixing city issues like streets and the water crisis. Do you have thoughts on the American Bank Center's future? Join the conversation on our Facebook page or Instagram page at Chris 6 News. The city of Beeville is under a boil water notice until further notice. It was triggered because of a huge water main break that happened this morning near the airport. The break involved a 24-inch transmission line. Some nearby residents lost water service while repairs were made. Those repairs have wrapped up, but due to a drop in water pressure, the TCEQ requires the city to issue a boil water notice. That means all water for cooking, drinking, or washing must be boiled before use. The boil water notice will be lifted once water quality tests get the okay from the TCEQ. We'll update you online and also on the air.
We're all about to learn a harsh lesson in the law of supply and demand. Supply of cattle is at a 50-year low, but demand is high. The result? Higher prices at the meat market. I'm Michaela Chavez, your Sunrise neighborhood news reporter at Moody's Meats, seeing how less moo means more boo in everyone's bottom line.
Meat prices are up compared to last year. And a big reason why is there just aren't as many cattle. That shortage comes down to a few things. Drought conditions in recent years and tough economic times pushed a lot of farmers to sell off their herds early while they could still turn a profit. And when there are fewer cattle, the cost of raising, feeding, and processing the ones that are left goes up too, which drives prices even higher. That's having an impact on business owners like Charlie Munch.
Yeah.
He has to raise their prices on different cuts of meats.
Some of them raise from a nickel a pound, some jump to 15, 20 cents a pound. It just depends on the demand for them.
Munch says meats like fajitas and ribeyes will be in high demand these next few summer months.
We're good. You lead the way.
Probably spent close to, what, $10,000 or $12,000 this morning to get these cattle in. Just this morning.
While it's expensive to run the business, there's still a steady flow of customers coming through the door. But now, they aren't buying as much.
They might buy smaller quantities, feed smaller amounts of people.
Munch and his staff try to help customers out by keeping prices low and making sure neighbors don't overspend.
If there's bulk pricing, ask for it. If there is, sometimes there just isn't. Sometimes our counter prices are sometimes the best that we can do right now. We're trying to keep them as low as we can, but we know it's hard. It's hard on us too, trying to buy, from the packers.
Munch says prices might not lower until late this year or early next when the cattle herd picks back up.
Moody's Meats is trying to keep their prices low and beef quality high as they prep for an unknown future. On the South Side, I'm your Sunrise neighborhood news reporter, Michaela Chavez, Chris 6 News.
Thanks, Michaela. Here at Chris 6, we take pride in honoring our veterans, and it's a special day specifically for women who have served our country. Women's Veterans Day is on June 12th, the anniversary of the Women's Armed Services Integration Act. The day holds special significance here because the USS Lexington was the first aircraft carrier in the Navy to allow women to serve as a crew member starting in 1980.
You can get through here chronologically from the Nurse Corps in 1908, when women could only be nurses, into eventually World War I. There were some clerical jobs. World War II, the waves expanded greatly the roles of women, but it was still in the reserves.
The Integration Act allowed women to permanently serve in the regular armed forces. We salute all women veterans for their services. Flag Day is just around the corner, and if you want to represent the Stars and Stripes, listen up. Our annual Flag for a Flag exchange event is tomorrow. Here's what you need to know. Drop off your old flag at one of the locations on your screen and you'll receive a brand new flag for free. Your flag has to be at least 3 feet by 5 feet or larger. Again, that's this Friday, June 13th, tomorrow. For more information, you can head to flagforaflag.org. Hard work and a can-do attitude coming up. Find out how a group of Coastal Bend teens are making their community better, one home at a time.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Welcome back to Chris 6 News at 5. 7 new 911 dispatchers are new on the job in Corpus Christi, just in time for the busiest stretch of the year. All the new employees are under the age of 30, and they'll be tasked with a high volume of calls. In May alone, dispatchers at MetroCom handle more than 5,700 emergency calls, the highest month so far in 2025.
It takes a lot of like here and now, this is what I'm doing right now, and something completely different is going to come next, but I need to give this person all of my attention right now so that the next person can receive all my attention and go from there.
Senior reporter Suzanne Stevens was inside the call center today as the new recruits face their first summer surge. Tune in tonight at 6 for her story. Some paint, a brush, and hard work. That's been the scene all week for Coastal Bend teens with the Sea City Work Camp. Around 50 teens have been repairing area homes by fixing roofs, painting, and cleaning up along the city's northwest side. Neighborhood News reporter Tyrese Boone spoke with one homeowner who says he's been pleasantly surprised with the progress.
A lot of projects I thought I'll never get this done. It's wonderful. I tell you, I've been wondering how this was all going to happen.
Well, that is amazing. The Sea City Work Camp ended today. 6 area homes received repairs this year. And it's time to check our roadways. For that, let's toss things over to Diamond.
All right, well, it's time to get a good look outside. We're looking at SPID at 512 this hour. Well, we'll take a look at some local roadways since we're starting to see more of that traffic build in. From Portland to the Harbor Bridge, we can see a slowdown coming into town. You can see there, once again, those roadways definitely can impact some visibility, how far out we can see with that rain when it's pelting, coming down in buckets. We have slowdowns along Ocean Drive. We also have slowdowns along SPID, as you saw on our sky cam just now, as well as along Saratoga. That's going to be along Airline, as well as South Staples and Weber Road. We take it on over. We do see slowdowns also along Waldron Road there and Flower Bluff Drive. You want to give yourself extra time if you're out driving. I'll have your full forecast coming up. Welcome back there, Coastal Bend meteorologist Diamond Dixon here. Well, we have our live look outside our Wood Skycam overlooking Whataburger Field. You can still see on our Skycam here that we're still getting some rain down over at Whataburger Field, which isn't too far off from where our studios are. Now, if we're looking at those weather alerts that are still in place, we still have a flood advisory in place until 6:15, so an hour out, a flood watch until 7, that small craft advisory until tomorrow morning 7, and a marine warning until 5:45, so 30 more minutes on that one. We just had our severe thunderstorm warning expire at 5 o'clock, and that was for Nueces County as well as Clayburgh. So that's good news, is that that has now expired for us. But as we look kind of at what Doppler was showing us a bit, we still, once again, this flood watch that's in place there for our counties there in green until 7. And once again, we saw showers and thunderstorms really coming together this morning along our northern communities. Now we have another wave of those showers and thunderstorms really moving through our neighborhoods closer to the coast that will then move south. Now, what we will notice is that the National Weather Service told us that our radar was a bit down here for Corpus Christi, and that could have been knocked offline by some lightning in the area. So we're still looking at this line of showers moving, this one in particular here. That's where we saw that downpour here in Corpus Christi. We're going to then see those showers go through Heppenville, and Valfuria is taking that closer look, that red indicating that heavier downpour that we saw. And a lot of you have been putting in our Coastal Bend Weather Watchers group what it's looking like in your neighborhood. And this is also how we can tell what's happening in your neighborhood is through our neighborhood weather network, Tempest. So out in Live Oak, we're looking at some of reports of over 2 inches of rain there near George West, as well as over 1.5 inches at Lazy D Ranch. And we take it on over to Beeville. Over 3 inches, over 4.5 inches there off Beeville. So once again, they got hit about twice there if you're talking about rainfall in accumulation, even over 1 inch as well over Lake Corpus Christi, as well as over 1.5 inches there off of County Road 364 and Vetters Ranch. So even Padre Island, we saw those kind of peak winds really going up there. 56 for Granada Drive. We were even having reports there of 48 miles per hour with wind gusts when we saw it for here in Corpus Christi. Now it's looking a little bit better, but even Robstown, 47 miles per hour there off County Road 79. That's what we were seeing with that severe thunderstorm warning. Those rain chances are starting to come down now. After about our 8 o'clock hour, that's when things will start to settle. So around sunset, those thunderstorms really won't have any lift to give it any power to keep activating, so they'll definitely die off in around our 8 o'clock hour. temperature-wise, we saw a dip in temperatures. You know, even earlier, Beeville was about 20 degrees cooler than where we were in Corpus Christi, and now we're seeing similar patterns of our temperatures, more so 70s, a little bit of 80s, still a little warmer out west, but we're going to all start to cool down a little bit sooner than what we normally would have if it wasn't for these thunderstorms. You could see also with our current winds, we took a shift. We were seeing a lot of south winds, southeast. And now we got a little bit of that northeast wind, east-northeast. Now winds are definitely increased along the coast there for Port Aransas at 38 miles per hour, as well as 32 miles per hour at the Naval Air Station, 21 for here in Corpus Christi. Hour by hour, we're going to once again see some rainfall till about 8, 9 o'clock, and then we will end our rainfall, and we will be at 80 degrees until about midnight and into our morning into Friday. That's where we'll start to see conditions start off a little cloudy before our sunshine kind of soaks up pretty much that rain. So once again, future tracker showing us how these storms will continue to move off the coast there. You can see by 9 o'clock we will be clear here in the coastal bend. So just a few more hours to go and we'll be out of these thunderstorms away.
There's a robotics celebration happening here. I'm Melissa Trevino in Fast Furious, where I spoke to a group of middle school students who told me their not so secret to a successful team. I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter in Fast Furious. The Jersey Robotics team is made up of 4 students that weren't sure where this new school organization would take them, but they say they were up for the challenge.
Communication is key. It's everything you have to communicate with your fellow teammates or partners.
Jersey Robotics team captain Marcus Peña says he thought robotics had to do with welding, but boy was he wrong, and says he is glad he stuck it out.
Didn't know if we were going to make it with our robot, because all those bigger robots.
The team, which is made up of 2 boys and 2 girls, focused on the task ahead, which was beating all the other high school students, including those at the World Championships. Robot pilot and scout Uriah Vargas tells me how they did it.
You have to use way more of your brain to think of other stuff, think of other ways to do it, to fix the robot, think of different strategies.
The group says they didn't stop even when the robot they built wasn't working.
We had to face multiple challenges throughout this experience, and some of them made us, iffy about it, and some of them we're very happy about.
The team ranked 59th in their division, which was comprised of more than 500 teams from 33 different countries.
And going all the way to Worlds is a huge accomplishment. These kids did so much in such a small amount of time.
A nice surprise for Coach Kurt Mann, who was not only the team's teacher, but also their sponsor, telling me he was amazed that in the first year of competition, his younger team would make it to the Worlds. Kurt Mann, robotics teacher and sponsor, says there's more to come in the world of robotics, like Legos, that he's trying to get the students involved with. In Fast Furious, I'm Melissa Trevino, your neighborhood news reporter, Chris 6 News.
Melissa, thank you. And taking a look at our Skycam quad box right now. We hope you're having a happy and safe Thursday. Stay with us. We'll be right back with more on weather.
You're watching Chris 6, part of the Scripps News Group.
Whether you are at the beach or by the pool, reading is the perfect match to a nice summer day, and you'll find plenty of good reads for a bargain at the Neyland Library on Carmel Parkway. The American Association of University Women kicked off one of their quarterly book sales today at the library. All the money raised will fund the association's projects like funding children's programs at that library and other libraries. The sale also raises money for 5 scholarships they award each year. So what kind of books will you find?
We have all kinds of nonfiction. We have books for small children from toddler through 3rd grade, from 3rd grade through 9th grade, and even young adult.
You can find books for as little as $2. The book sale continues Friday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Alrighty, Diamond. So how's it looking out there? Are we still seeing some rain?
We are, but it's looking better for us. I mean, we did have those intense downpours. If we're talking about expected rainfall, as far as about 8:30, you can see that some of us get a little bit over an inch and a half. So that's the good news as far as how we're looking. All this rain will be out of the way around about 8:30. So once again, this won't affect us all at the same time at the coast, but if we're looking at our next 7 days here, this was our wettest day along with Wednesday, but we'll dry out by the weekend and we'll be nice and hot by early next week.
Yeah, so Father's Day sunshine?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Looks good.
Good, good. Well, thank you so much for tuning. We will see you here at 6 o'clock.